taking a lot longer for all of the things that you're calling in to actually manifest in your reality, because you haven't gotten that laser focus and that pure faith, that pure belief that it is happening. You've already planted the seed. It's just a matter of time. But imagine planting a seed and then, digging it up a little bit and then going, why isn't it growing yet? And then putting it back in and going, come on. And then digging it up a little bit and then going, why isn't it growing yet? That's what we're doing, right? So this is the biggest key here. You attract what you think about, whether it's a positive or a negative. Reminder, you did not come here to play someone else's game, to box yourself in, or to let fear guide your choices. You came here to experience joy and abundance and to love the shit out of your life. The Truejectory podcast is here to remind you of a few important truths. 1, you are the creator of your reality. 2, anything that you can dream or imagine, you can create. 3, following passion is the quickest way to align you with your true path. 4, your reality is always a reflection of your current thoughts and beliefs, and those thoughts and beliefs can be changed at any time. You are amazing, and it's time to own who you really are. Tune in weekly to be reminded that you can create the life that you're dreaming of and to learn exactly how to do it. Get inspired by those who have been bold enough to follow their passions and have created their dream life because of it. If you're ready to stop playing small, stop holding yourself back, and start aligning with your trajectory, let's do it. Good morning, good night, good evening, good day, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today I'm really excited about this one. I have been looking at the numbers of the videos and the episodes that I've been putting out. I purposely chose not to really have my eyes over them for the first 6 months, but it's just hit over that 6-month mark. So I've had a look at what is resonating with you guys the best. And it's very clear, at least at this stage, that you want to hear more about the law of attraction, manifesting in general, and calling in more abundance. And when I say abundance, that could be financial. In a lot of cases it is, but it could also be an abundance of health, an abundance of time, an abundance of adventure, just more. You want a fuller, richer, more fulfilling life. And you want to know how you can be in the driver's seat and call that in intentionally, rather than just feeling like you're floating around and hoping for the best and, the universe is against you and all of that sort of mentality. We want you to remember that you actually really and truly are the creator of your reality. Everything that's happening to you in your reality is happening because you have called it in with your energy, with your thoughts, with the way that you are perceiving reality, with your beliefs, all of these things. It's very interesting once you sort of start to wrap your head around it. And then once you start to practice and play with it a little bit and experiment, and then you see that you actually are calling in all of these things, then you realize, okay, now that I can get a hold of my beliefs and my thoughts and my intentions, I can literally start to paint my life the way I want it to look. And this shit is exciting. So what we're focusing on today, so there are so many different sides of manifesting that we can talk about, but today I want to focus on why you aren't attracting abundance yet. I also want to look at why that's possibly a really good thing though at this stage in your life. And then we'll look at how to start calling it in a little bit more effectively. So let's start with the basics. And some of these things have been said in previous episodes, but that's okay. Repetition? Repetition is key here. Repetition is a big part of manifestation. And repetition, when it comes to learning anything, that's how you reprogram yourself, right? So when you're doing, that's why affirmations work for some people. They don't work for everyone because it depends on the mentality you have behind it and the beliefs. But when you're saying the same thing to yourself, over and over again, those thoughts, those sayings, those things that you're telling yourself, those ideas, they become beliefs. And once they become beliefs, that means that it's been deeply embedded into your subconscious mind. And once that happens, it's like you've planted a seed, and it's just a matter of time until your subconscious mind grows that plant or that bush or that fruit thing, whatever it is, and you start to see it manifest in your physical reality. Obviously, keeping in mind that there is always a buffer of time between when you plant the seed and when you actually harvest the crop. So I think it was Bob Proctor, he had a great line. He always said, there's a season for planting and there's a season for harvesting, and they never happen at the same time. And so that's a really good thing to remember. But that doesn't mean that you lose the faith in between. But anyway, we'll get into that. So let's think about it basically. When you start to call in money, when you start to look at videos about manifestation and law of attraction and you go, oh my gosh, all these people I'm seeing are calling in so much money and they're saying it's so easy and they're saying I've just got to feel it and I've got to become it and I've got to become the energy of it and blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to come to me. It's fantastic. It's all true. However, it's not as easy as it sounds. And we can get really caught up going, oh, that's super easy. Let me try it for a couple of days. It didn't work. This doesn't exist. This isn't real. This is all bullshit. I'm over it. I'm going back to feeling helpless in my life. So the thing that's happening is as soon as you're starting to call in abundance, you might be in a state where you've been living in scarcity for a long time, where you've been living paycheck to paycheck, where you feel like you're just never getting a leg up when it comes to money. You've never got enough to go on an adventure, on a holiday. You've never got enough to buy those new clothes that you want or to do the things that you want to do. And so as soon as you start calling in money, of course, the first thing that's going to be attached to that thought of I want more money is I don't have enough money. And no matter how many times you try, when you're starting, it's really hard to detach those two things. It's really hard to separate yourself from the current reality that you are in. Because what you're being taught when it comes to manifestation and law of attraction, which are very powerful tools, which are laws of the universe that do 100% work, the truth is you have to be able to think and imagine and visualize and become greater. You have to become a bigger, better, brighter vision and brighter person and brighter energy than your reality is making you feel. And that is really challenging. So I think for starters, just give yourself a pat on the back. If you're starting to try out manifestation and you're getting a bit frustrated, that's okay. I think that's very normal. I certainly did when I first started. And I'm still, the beginning of my journey as well. I've seen some amazing things manifest in my reality, but there's still other things that I want, and I have to be holding this faith every day. But really understanding that when you start going, I'm calling in more money, there is a very good chance, and you can check it out with yourself, it's a very good chance that there is a negative thought that's attached to that. And that is, I don't have enough money. I'm never going to have enough money. This is all bullshit. So I was thinking about an analogy the other day that just seems so spot on. So I want you to think about your tap, right? Your tap in your sink. When you go to turn the hot water tap on, it takes a while, right? It takes a while for that water to warm up. And so let's imagine that the hot is you receiving your abundance, is you in flow, is you just becoming wealthy, becoming an abundance of health, an abundance of time, all of the things that you want. That's the hot water, and that's what we're aiming towards. We turn the tap on and it takes some time. If you keep the hot water tap turned onto the hot, it's just a matter of time before it becomes hot, right? But imagine now that you start, as you're waiting for the hot water tap to become hot, imagine that you keep flicking that tap back to cold. Intermittently, you just keep going, yeah, cold. Why isn't it hot yet? Flick it back to cold. Why isn't it hot yet? Flick it back to cold. And that's what we're doing with our minds. When we think of the lack of money, we are attracting the lack of money. We are attracting what we think. We're attracting what we believe to be true. So the more you keep flicking that tap back to cold with the negative thoughts, the disbelief, the doubt, the fear, all of those things, it's taking a lot longer for that water to go hot, right? It's taking a lot longer for all of the things that you're calling in to actually manifest in your reality because you haven't gotten that laser focus and that pure faith, that pure belief that it is happening. It's already happened. You've already planted the seed. It's just a matter of time. But imagine planting a seed and then, digging it up a little bit and then going, why isn't it growing yet? And then putting it back in and going, come on. And then digging it up a little bit and then going, why isn't it growing yet? That's what we're doing, right? So this is the biggest key here. You attract what you think about, whether it's a positive or a negative. And we've been trained to think in terms of lack and scarcity when it comes to money for so many years now that it's a natural tendency of ours. So this is the biggest hack when it comes to manifestation. You have to be able to be delusional. You have to be able to use your imagination and believe in it so wholeheartedly until you see it. As soon as those thoughts come up of why hasn't it happened yet? That's why it hasn't happened yet, because of those sorts of thoughts. You have to be able to trust in the universe, trust in the power of energy. Everything is energy, and everything that is of like nature is drawn, is attracted. So it's your job to become a frequency, a vibrational match for the things that you want. But you can't be a match when you go one day, yes, I'm a match, and then the next day, oh, this is all crap and everything sucks and I'm never going to manifest everything that I want. So it's definitely tricky. It's not easy. But imagine just giving yourself the time and the belief to try this so wholeheartedly that you stop the doubt, stop the fear, and just know that it's happening. No matter what's playing out in your reality, understand that that's temporary. You've planted the seed for a bigger, brighter future, and it is coming. And once you see that manifest, then you have the evidence, then you have the proof, and you know exactly how to do this. Imagine then what you're going to manifest. Imagine what's possible for you then. Pretty much anything and everything. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far and getting a lot of value out of it. I'd love to ask you to take just a couple of seconds to rate and subscribe to this channel. Once you do that, take a screenshot, let me see that subscribe button hit and the rating, DM that to me on Instagram at Truejectory, one word, and I have a gift for you. I'm going to send you a link that's going to lead you to some digital artwork. These are pieces that are all original photography. I've gone out in nature and taken some beautiful shots. I've got some quotes over the top. I've got some affirmations. And these are pieces that you can blow up to any size that you wish and hang them around your home or your office. And they're going to keep you in a positive mental headspace at all times. Whenever you look at them, they're really calming, beautiful pieces. So thank you so much in advance for rating and subscribing. I really appreciate your support. It's going to help us get these messages out to a larger audience. And I want this space to be somewhere that you can come every single week to be supported, to be motivated, to be inspired, to be reminded that you can create the life that you choose. And all of the beautiful guests that I have on every week are examples of just that. So thank you in advance. I've got so much love for you. Stay true, and I'll see you soon. So all of the people that I've spoken to about this, the books that I've read, the people I've interviewed, and my own personal research, my own personal experiments, it all has come back to people holding that belief steadfast, holding it so firm that no one could shake their belief. And a big key to this is don't tell anyone what you're manifesting. Don't tell anyone what you're trying to get into your reality, because it's very easy for other people to doubt and go, well, that's ridiculous. That's too big of an idea. That's too big of a dream. That's not possible. And then what happens? The doubt comes in. The group mentality sets in again and goes, oh yeah, well, no one I know has these big things, and I guess I'm just stuck in this environment. And you don't need any of that. So you don't have to tell anyone. Just live in your beautiful, big, bright future in your mind and hold that faith so firmly, and you will see that is law. If you can hold that vibrational frequency, it is coming to you. There's no two ways about it. It's just a matter of time, and no one knows how much time that might take. But let's talk about why it's a good thing that you might not have what you're calling in right now. For example, let's focus on money. Money is an amplifier, right? So if you have habits or tendencies that you're not really 100% proud of right now, perhaps addictions or laziness or procrastination or self-image issues, it could be anything. Money is an amplifier. It comes in and it amplifies everything that you have. You will just have more of that thing. So in this period of time where you maybe don't have the money that you desire, this is the time where you need to work on yourself. Do the inner work. Find out what it is that is still out of alignment with your true higher self. Your higher self is the bigger, more ancient version of you that is in non-physical form. You, the consciousness that is in this physical form, is a shard of this higher, greater self that you are, that exists in the other dimensions, in other realms. This is why you're able to talk to angels, and why people are able to channel when they put in the practice, and why we're able to touch into our extrasensory perceptions like psychic abilities and all of these other things. And we have notions when, a loved one is in trouble, people can have feelings and different sensations and all of these things. It's because we're all connected, and we're connected through our higher self who is in this non-physical realm. So the reason I bring that up is because that non-physical higher self that you are is pure, is perfect, is love. It's only the human ego personality construct that we've created in the time that we've been here on earth, because of the programs that have been around us, because of the teachings that we've gained from parents, from friends, from teachers, from TV programs, from music, from all sorts of things. It's the construct, the ego, that is always in the way. If we didn't have that, if we could let go of all of that, all of the doubts and fears and the self-loathing and the shame and the guilt and all of these things that we've picked up unintentionally, that don't actually belong to us and don't serve us in any way, if we can let those things go, we become a pure match with that higher frequency, that higher self that we are. And when that happens, you become a magnet for abundance no matter what. And this is why you see so many people who are manifesting millions of dollars. And I've spoken to a few on the podcast alone. There was an episode, I think last week, that we did with a beautiful girl, Nat Patterson. She's a perfect example of someone who has manifested millions of dollars because she has finally done so much inner work and she has aligned with her true authentic self. And by doing that, you become a magnet for all of the things that you have ever been dreaming of. Because the reason you dream of those things is because they are aligned with you. Your soul wants you to experience those things. That's what you came here to discover and to do and to play with and to just be in. But when you've got these ego constructs, these issues, bad habits, laziness, procrastination, that all stem from fear and doubt and separation from your true self, that's when it's very hard to manifest. And if you did manifest right now, it would amplify those problems. It would make them even bigger for you. Imagine being someone with addiction, and now suddenly you've got so much money you can buy all of the drugs, all of the alcohol, all of the cigarettes, all of whatever it is that you're addicted to, even if it's sugar, all of the things that you want. Imagine how much you would be struggling then and how disconnected you would be from your true self. So think of it as a positive. Everything is happening in perfect timing for you. It really is. The more you know, the better you do. We're always learning along the way. But for now, while you maybe don't have the abundance that you're trying to call in, take this opportunity to look at the things inside of you that are keeping you disconnected from your true self. Because healing those things are going to make you a manifestation magnet anyway. So it's all working towards the same goals. So hopefully that isn't too confusing. There's so many different layers when it comes to manifestation and law of attraction. There's such beautiful topics to study. For this week, I would love for you, so the true tasks for this week is I would like for you to write down the parts of your personality that you wouldn't want amplified, right? So the parts of your personality that you imagine if you had a whole bunch of money right now, what are some negative parts of your personality that would be amplified, that would really cripple you in some way, that would really make your life a little bit harder? I want you to start bringing awareness to those parts of yourself and start elevating them, start healing them. And that could mean maybe seeking, external help, maybe seeing specialists. It could be energy work. It could be energy healers. It could be therapists. It could be physical. It could be going to get a personal trainer. It could be just being able to speak more clearly with your friends and having deeper conversations because you've been avoiding those sorts of things. Whatever it is, bring attention to the parts of yourself that you would not want amplified with a whole bunch of money, the things that are standing in your way of becoming completely aligned with the true, beautiful, pure essence of consciousness that you are, and start working on those parts. So, example, if you struggle with discipline, start with an easy promise to yourself that you must keep every day, right? Start with something that is going to set you up for success. Don't start by going, I struggle with discipline. As of next week, I'm going to do 20 push-ups every single morning. I'm going to work out for an hour after that. I'm going to then I can't think of examples. If you've listened to my previous podcast episodes, it's becoming clearer that I'm struggling to come up with examples when the moments call for it. But anyway, working on it. So anyway, that's just one example. If you feel like you're struggling with discipline, start with something really easy that's a non-negotiable that you can start implementing every single week or every single day, that you're going to start being more proud of yourself and you're going to see, I can actually do these things. I am capable of doing these things. and it's going to amplify from there. You're going to build that self-confidence because you're building trust within yourself. You're seeing the evidence that you can actually stick to your promises, and everything's going to amplify in a positive way from there. And that will be setting you up for success when it comes to manifestation. The purer, the cleaner, the more in flow you are, the less distortions and the fear and the doubt that's gripping onto you, the easier you will find it to manifest. I can guarantee you that. So this is just a different angle of working at the same thing. So I hope you have fun with this exercise this week, these true tasks. I hope you've gained something from this episode. I would love to hear from you. I absolutely love hearing from everyone. Comment in the section on YouTube if you're watching this live, or if you are just listening on Spotify, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what else you want to hear about. Let me know what you're struggling with so I can do an episode that focuses just on that. And yeah, let's chat. But for now, you so got this. Trust in yourself. Give it a try and watch some magic unfold. Stay true. Love you.